Dubois Strong is now moving forward with a housing study, what the organization hopes to accomplish, plus the city of Jasper now has a TIF district, and Purdue Extension educator Jan Dugan talks about soups tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin this evening with tragedy in Pike County. A patch of ice causes an accident that killed an elderly Petersburg man and left 3 other people injured. At 6:10 last night, Pike County Sheriff's deputies and Indiana State Police were called to State Road 61 near County Road 400 North just south of Petersburg for a 2-vehicle crash. Sheriff's deputies say 76-year-old Lloyd Overby of Petersburg was driving northbound on State Road 61 when his truck hit a patch of ice. Overby then lost control of the truck and it went across the center line before colliding with a southbound vehicle driven by 37-year-old Ryan Fox of Winslow. Overby was pronounced dead at the scene. Fox and 2 other people in his vehicle were life-flighted from the scene to area hospitals. Police say State Road 61 was closed for nearly 2 hours last night while the accident scene was being cleared. The Petersburg Police and Fire Departments, the Jefferson Township Fire Department, Pike County EMS, the Pike County Coroner's Office, and Indiana State Police all assisted. Bond has now been set for a Jasper man facing felony battery charges following the death of an infant last month. Earlier this afternoon, Dubois Circuit Court Judge Nathan Verkamp ordered 21-year-old Charles Hope held on $200,000 cash-only bond. Now, bond was originally supposed to be set during last month's 2-day initial court hearing. However, then Circuit Court Judge William Weichert ordered Hope held without bond until information could be gathered on warrants for Hope's arrest in Illinois. That information was presented this afternoon, thus allowing for Verkamp to set bond. Additionally, Hope was on probation in 2 criminal cases through Dubois Superior Court. The Dubois County Prosecutor's Office filed a petition to have probation in those cases revoked. Hope is facing a level 1 felony for aggravated battery causing the death of a child under the age of 14. He faces 20 to 40 years in prison if convicted. Hope's pretrial hearing was also scheduled during today's court appearance. That hearing is set for 8:30 a.m. on February 9th. Hope's attorney Mike Fritsch stated that hearing may have to be moved if discovery of information for this case is not received by that pretrial date, though he indicated there shouldn't be any problems. A Spencer County man is behind bars after an overnight pursuit spanning 2 counties. At around 10:05 last night, Indiana State Police Trooper Ross Johnson was parked along State Road 161 near Old State Road 64 north of Holland when he noticed a green 1996 GMC Jimmy going northbound at a very high rate of speed. Trooper Johnson's radar showed that the vehicle was going 72 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour speed zone. Trooper Johnson then pulled out behind the vehicle and turned on his lights to initiate a traffic stop as it turned west onto Old State Road 64. But instead of stopping, the vehicle accelerated and the chase was on. State police say during the pursuit, the driver of the vehicle made an unsafe pass on a double yellow line, drove down the middle of the highway, and nearly reached speeds of 100 miles an hour in an attempt to lose the state trooper. The pursuit entered Pike County a short time later. After reaching Stendal, the driver then got off of the roadway and hit a concrete bridge before continuing to flee. A short time later, the vehicle left the roadway a second time and stopped in a ditch after a 6-mile-long pursuit. State police say the driver, 26-year-old Matthew Jennings of Grandview, then jumped out of the vehicle and began to run away on foot. Trooper Johnson eventually caught up with Jennings and took him into custody. Jennings was lodged in the Pike County Jail. He is charged with resisting law enforcement and reckless driving. While it's now official, the City of Jasper has a tax increment finance district. Last night, the Jasper Redevelopment Commission formally approved a resolution to create the new district effective immediately. That resolution was passed in declaratory form during the Commission's November meeting. The new district will cover the vast majority of Jasper's industrial area. It stretches from an area near the Patoka River to as far north as 36th Street, as far south as the southern city boundary near US 231, and most of the city's east side. Now, the implementation of the TIF district has not been without controversy. 2 people spoke out against TIF at last night's meeting. One of those was Republican Jasper mayoral candidate Steve Messmer. Messmer stated even with the potential benefits of TIF, there should be concerns about taxes going forward.
After all the reports on TIF, one item not mentioned is the taxpayer. This should be the first concern. We would be naive to think our general tax fund, as is, would support the city needs in the future. From the original TIF district proposal, there's no doubt sooner or later taxes will need to go up for all hardworking taxpayers.
Messmer also said Jasper has continued to grow and thrive even without a TIF district. Other concerns raised by those in attendance included how many people in Jasper know much about TIF at all and how much it could benefit the city. Meanwhile, Redevelopment Commission President John Bell stated that the last 6 weeks were spent trying to resolve those concerns.
We distributed and educated all parties and the public the best that we could in various media streams. We posted a question and answer summary that was very educational and addressed a lot of the questions and concerns that we were all hearing, and we received a lot of major business support throughout that process.
The Jasper City Council approved the district being implemented at their December meeting. Finally this evening, Dubois Strong is now moving forward with a housing study aimed at finding ways to attract more workers to our area. Yesterday morning, the group signed a contract for the study with Design Concepts Incorporated based in Indianapolis. DCI was selected from a group of 3 finalists and a total of 7 different proposals. The cost of the study is estimated around $35,000. Dubois Strong President Ed Cole says the main goal of the study is to resolve issues both with a lack of rental housing and the affordability of buying a house in Dubois County. Cole says many people are having to commute to the county for work. He says having housing available to people locally would be a bigger draw for everyone.
Through a commuting study that we worked with the TAP program through Purdue, there are about 4,500 people daily who drive into Dubois County. So we believe that out of that 4,500, there has to be a fairly high percentage, or at least somewhat of a percentage, that would be folks that would rather be living in the Dubois County area than driving in.
Cole says another goal of the study is to come up with something that can be used beyond just looking at numbers.
We want to take the data and then be able to go to local government, and if there are difficulties, if they need to change their requirements as far as lot size, if they need to look at setbacks, any of those types of things. Also, we want to work with potentially developers, construction companies, to be able to say, maybe this isn't a niche that you've overlooked. Here are some of the advantages that you might be able to get from working in the workforce housing.
Now, Cole says the study could also lead to grants or loans to help first-time home buyers with getting that first house. Cole says many of those first-time buyers would likely be younger people in their first job, thus helping to bring the next generation to Dubois County. Cole says now that the housing study is underway, Dubois Strong can begin to look into other things that may keep people from relocating to our area.
The housing issue is just one issue that may be holding us back to attract other workers to our area, but we feel like it is a big issue, and if we can check that off and be able to move things forward there, then we can look at other things that may be holding us back.
The housing study is expected to be complete sometime in mid-April. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gutgsell, and Inform with Jan Dugan. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.